Welcome, Facebook lands. Happy Friday. I gotta remember where the hole is on this camera here. It's right here. Boop. Whoop. All right, there we go, I guess. Maybe. Hopefully y'all can hear me. There's the hole. There's where we're looking at. You know what? I'm gonna solve this problem by wearing sunglasses, and therefore you, my wonderful audience of 0 viewers so far, can't tell where the fuck my eyes are looking at. This is an old trick I learned from having a boyfriend, having to check out lads discreetly. Though I don't have time for boyfriends who don't have the shall I say modesty to check out hot boys together. You know what I'm saying? So happy Friday, Facebook lands. It is me, Mike George, coming at you live from the Ohio State University here in Columbus, Ohio on Friday, the 27th of June, 2025 at about 5:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And my goodness, we've managed to survive a little bit of we're surviving connection issues, among other things. But hopefully wherever you are, you guys are staying hydrated, staying cool, making sure your neighbors and family are as well. Make sure you all are drinking water out there. Usually if somebody asks you the question of whether you'd like some water, that's usually an implied yes, please. These days, one can never be too complacent when it comes to keeping your body hydrated and cooled and properly cool down on hot days like this. Facts. Let's take a look at the weather for a second once I get fully logged in here. I literally just showed up to the library. I apologize for the broadcast delay this afternoon. Mama had some Popeye's chicken ready for her, and if you all might recall from a previous broadcast of ours where we wandered past and basically forewent a tragically large $12 order of Popeye's chicken. One, these days, Mama doesn't fuck up like that anymore. Here, let's do I gotta figure out a good vantage point for this camera mounting here. I think here would be sufficient. Except we have this cord in the way here, but hell, I guess you also have the big bulky mess around here as well. All right, let me get logged into the system here. Boom, 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 boom. I forgot what today's topic is. What did I write down here? So what kind of bullshit did I tell myself we were going to cover today? This is an easy one for the class here. If anybody would like to remind Mama of what is written on your screen below that I apparently can't seem to glance at this moment in time on this particular interface. Wow. One can only presume that with this bulky headset gobbledygook that I'm wearing, that hopefully the sound is working at least, for goodness sake. If anybody would like to chime in through the comments and just give me a quick sound check with a thumbs up or a sign of life, feel free. Happy Friday. Welcome to the show, if you are in fact here for the show. Oh, slow connection again. Shoot. I guess I must be in I must be hidden in a little corner away from both the surveillance cameras and It's a Wi-Fi router. Boo. Let's see. Is there a better place to mount this thing? Nope. Not there. What about these shelves? Or this wall? This wall would be perfect. Nope. Actually, just kidding. It is not a magnetic material. Whoop. Anything magnetic over here? No. Magnets. Maybe this panel. No. Maybe this. Oh, there we go. Kinda, sorta, maybe. Nope. Oh well. Let's just do a little opportunity to take a look around us where I am in the stacks of the Thompson Library at the Ohio State University. One of my favorite places to relax and loiter in and procrastinate in. Boop. All right, I feel like I'm flying a jet or something with this whole doohickey. All right. Well, since I guess I am piloting some sort of cruise of ours, let's get up to cruising altitude, and I don't mean grinder. I never did check what the present temperature is outside, because I could have just gone outside, but what fun would that be? When we have the magic of the internet to tell us what it really is outside. So far, you guys have been quiet so far. I just said so far twice. Little internal critique there. See if anybody was paying attention. Ooh, I have 2 viewers. All right, I can go ahead and activate myself now that somebody's watching. Hello again, Facebook land. Mike George coming at you live on this Friday afternoon at about 5:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. On the Friday, the 27th of June, 2025. Hey, Alyssa, thank you for commenting down there, darling. Thank you for demonstrating to me that this gobbledygook that we call Facebook Live, in fact, works at the moment. So special thanks to our Twink production assistants. They're out back. They're keeping the trains running on time, so to speak, which turns out is an easy thing to do when you live in a city with no train service. Aha! All right, anyways, digressing for a moment. What was I doing? I was checking the weather. See, I'm already underperforming versus the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel would have had me beat by now. Today's local forecast. Where are we at? Boop boop. Beep boop 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 beep boop 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 boop. No. Try again here. Here we go. Oh goodness, 32 degrees outside, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That is hot. Feels like 36. Now, in Fahrenheit land, let's remember here that 37 degrees is body temperature, and which corresponds to the 98 degrees Fahrenheit that we're so accustomed to, thanks to boy bands and American science books, etc. So, 37 degrees is body temperature. So, I think we're safely in the 90s land when it comes to Fahrenheit temperature. So, all that to say, it's fucking hot. Make sure to drink plenty of water, drink fluids, drink water. Not booze and not other liquids that aren't water. Maybe besides milk. Milk's okay. And actually, counterintuitively, fun fact, it turns out that ice cold water is not quite as preferable to keeping your body hydrated and cool as just plain old room temperature water. So some of you queens out there who insist on your ice cold sparkling water, well, wouldn't you know, that plain old tap water at room temperature will suffice just as well. What type of fluids? Alyssa, I'm glad you asked. Well, fluids. Generally of the H2O variety. Water based, we'll call it. As opposed to silicone based. Oh, that was the that was this Amazon Fire disapproval of that joke that I hadn't quite gotten out of my mouth yet. Thank you. It was a hard no. One of many hard no's in my day-to-day so far. All right, so let's see. What was I doing here? There was a meaning for this whole post. Yes. What did I write down? I think I was talking about incarceration versus freedom. Which, with the 4th of July coming up, might as well get it out of the way. Happy 4th of July to my fellow Americans. Independence Day, as we used to call it. Also, Will Smith Appreciation Day. Will Smith and Ugly Aliens Appreciation Day. And also, Cinematic Effects Appreciation Day. Anyways, meow. Well, yeah, so I had, within the last week, we'll say, I had the privilege of spending some time in one of our fine taxpayer-funded jail facilities in Franklin County. It was time for an inspection, and by golly, they needed me to just make sure things were running on time and on schedule. And so, therefore, according to one or more warrants that had been outstanding, to my chagrin, by golly, I guess it was time now for a tour of our Franklin County Jail, particularly the James Cairns Correction Center, otherwise known as New Jackson City or New Jackson Pike or whatever the hell reference that we keep wanting to make to Jackson Pike is. Now, for some of y'all that aren't Columbus natives, Jackson Pike is the name that we lovingly refer to, the facility of the Franklin County Correction Center, located just south of the city of Columbus on the road known as Jackson Pike. Aptly named because it's the pike that leads to Jackson, Ohio, that is, from Columbus. So back in the old days before interstate highways and such, that's the pike you'd have to travel to get to Jackson, which is also circumstantially the road to which you reach Jackson Pike facility, which is the old, the previous incarnation of correction centers that Franklin County has provided us here with good old taxpayers of Columbus, Ohio, and friends. So, as a 3+ time resident of the James Cairns Corrections Facility, may I say to you fine people of Franklin County, my fellow taxpayers whose hard-earned dough went to funding the fine food that I got to eat at the correction center, thank you, and happy Independence Day. But yes, it was one of these situations. Oh goodness, don't even get me started. I had a warrant for a nonviolence rigmarole that I seem to have forgotten about conveniently, or inconveniently in this case. So I got to spend a night or two enjoying the air conditioning, which, if you might recall, a couple of days ago, we had some heat advisories out there. I wouldn't have ever known, as I was freezing my butt off in that over air conditioned jail cell. And so I will take this moment to just say thank you to everybody who made that jail cell nice, comfortable, and cool. Nice, cool, and comfortable. There we go. And with water working. Water in Bernard's drink mix. Anybody who's ever had the pleasure of staying overnight at a corrections facility somewhere in America, I'm sure is familiar with Bernard's drink mix. They are not a sponsor of this show yet. Boo. All right. So far, Alyssa Harris has been the only one to comment so far. Thank you, Alyssa, by the way, for participating in today's conversation. I imagine most of y'all are probably on your way home from work, so you're making a wise choice of not watching this bullshit while driving. So props to y'all on a tape delay. Jacob, hello, sir. Hope I didn't freak you out by mentioning you on name first thing. But hello, happy Friday. Welcome to my office. How was your day, sir? Let's get some interaction here. Come on, bitches. I can't drive a conversation all the time. Mike Santoro, welcome to the show, sir. Welcome to this gobbledygook that I call Open Mic Live. Boop 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 boo. Boop 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 boo. Hi, Mike. Thank you for the comments, the comment bound greeting. There we go. I guess not bound, but you know what I mean. How are things in Montreal? I'm in Columbus. I am in Columbus in the Ohio State University's fine Thompson Library. How are you? I am lovely. Well, I mean, in the big picture of things, I'm still kind of, climbing out of the hole that was the big old crater that occurred in March. Refer back to previous posts about my birthday and all the shit that was stolen back then. But, you know, all things considered, among the many, many things to consider, I'm happy and healthy. I'm here with you. So thanks for asking. How are you, Michael? Monsieur Santoro. Ooh. That's me having a connection issue again. Seems this is not the ideal vantage point to mount this thing. Let's see if I can find one that is. Maybe this is. Feeling grateful. Moving along indeed. Oh shit. You know, sometimes I used to complain about the mundanity of moving along, but you know, some days if you can move along and just get through it, you got to get yourself a pat on the back. So. Happy Friday. Hope that you made it through a fine week without too much frustration. Let's see. Can I mount this here? This door looks like a magnetic surface. Yes, it is. Hurrah. I love aluminum doors. I think it's aluminum. Maybe it's stainless steel. I don't remember which one's more magnetic. But that was a fine surface to use. I think, I guess if I look hard enough, I could find others. But that would take away the fun of just wandering around with you guys. Moving ahead, yes. Wait, I'm looking at these comments in the wrong order, aren't I? Moving on up, as you know, to quote the Jeffersons. Moving on up to the east. Moving on up to a deluxe apartment in the sky. I've been moving on up. Moving on up. We finally got a piece of the pie. All right, but thank you for saying hello, Michael. I don't know why I'm calling you Michael. You go by Mike. You're not. I only go by Michael if I'm in trouble. So you're not in trouble, Michael. Mike. But à tout à l'heure. Until next time. À la prochaine. So I've been toying around with some of the AI, some of the AI gobbledygook that's out there on the internet. And conveniently enough, since I've already sold my soul to Google once or twice, I've decided to use some of Google's suite of artificial intelligence tools. Salut, Mike. And bonne soirée. Now, one of these AI platforms that I've come across is Notebook LM, and I've been kind of using it in my long-winded efforts to chronicle all this Facebook Live nonsense that I've done in the past into some intelligible thing. But it's been an interesting sort of like evaluation, an AI-based evaluation of my past 7 years of my life. Oof, which is, I hadn't thought of it like that before, but it's basically having an algorithm judge me. So I'm going to offer the fruits of that analysis, if you will, by showing you guys here a conversation that this AI gobbledygook has generated about me, based on all the copious amounts of online material that yours truly has fed the beast in the last 7 years. So buckle up, kids. This is kind of like my own performance review. And humans out there who are watching and feel like leaving a comment, feel free to offset the AI judgments by offering some human judgments. Sandy Williams. Hello, Sandy. Well, happy Friday. Let me get this shit show on the road here, shall we? Boop, 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 boop.
Welcome to the Jack. Today we're plunging into something really...
I don't know if you guys can hear it.
It's 7 years of video posts from one person, Mike George, a collected...
Actually, I got an idea. I'm going to put this on Wanda.
And this isn't just, a travel show. It's more like a living journal.
A living journal? I don't know if you guys can actually hear it. Hopefully you guys can at least hear me. I'm safely assuming for now that you can, since nobody's complained yet. Hopefully this microphone's not too close to my face, to my disgusting, oily, sweaty face. Hey, I'm adaptable and observant, you guys. So I'm not always to my benefit, however, but hey. I guess adaptability generally is.
Starting with Mike George's travels.
Oh dear. Here we go.
Home kind of shifted. I mean, his archive covers over 7 years, right? Videos from all over Columbus, Ohio, sure, but also Montreal, Alexandria,
sure, Columbus.
And even Steubenville, Ohio.
Fuck yeah, Steubenville, Ohio, which is where Scotty Lane joins us, I believe. Hi, Scotty. Shout out to Steubenville, to our friends just over the river, or on the river, but not over the river. I'm on the same side of the Ohio River as you guys, actually, so hurrah. A deep desire to settle down, bitches.
The interesting part, according to an entry from March 4th, 2023, is that Ohio was the last place he wanted to be back in his 20s.
Oh, I know. Everybody, it's so cool these days to knock on Ohio, the place that many of us come from.
Take his time in Natchez, Mississippi. He shares this story February 1st, 2023. A grimmer date was totally sideways. He was stranded, hotel parking lot, basically no money, nowhere to stay, no friends.
I'm getting Wanda here, in case you're wondering why I'm leading over you.
A couple days later, February 3rd, the Natchez police apparently gave his stuff back to the date, not to him. I mean, can you imagine?
Oh, yes. Man, we're recounting harrowing journeys from yesteryear. Meanwhile, I'm looking for my damn... Oh, duh. I just realized. I hope I'm not recording from Wanda. I probably am, knowing my luck.
They formed
All right. Well, hopefully there wasn't just now an abrupt change in sound.
And people ask, how do people actually find that kind of unexpected help when things really fall apart?
That's a really good question. And
That's a really good question.
He's really personal about his struggles too. He talks quite openly about
My struggles. Come on. It's not that. It's not all struggle.
His belongings, even his car, stolen right around.
Not my car. Wanda is this. The AI has apparently thought that Wanda is a car. Just goes to show how, once again, how car-centric our lives really are, America.
With remarkable resilience. He found ways to feel gratitude. He specifically mentions coping with really tough times, like his prolonged void. That's his term for the intense emotional emptiness he felt during some holiday seasons. He used coping strategies he learned. That's from December 23rd, 2024. So his resilience, it wasn't just about balancing.
My resilience.
The long void entries show he had these.
Where's my Oscar, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Where's my check?
It suggests this learned adaptability, not just something innate.
And he found some practical, even creative solutions for housing. Like, he mentions an improvised dwelling, basically a campsite he used overnight in Clintonville, Columbia. That was July 25th, 2024.
All right, we're going to fire up my latest incarnation of Wanda.
Fabulous and unexpected solution, a penthouse loft. Which, of course, because it's Mike George.
Because it's Mike George.
An encounter with someone he calls
Parking garage Karen.
You can almost see a reality show, right? Like, loft living.
Exactly. It just shows, even when finding some stability, his life is never dull. Always these memorable characters. But what really stands out is how these intense personal struggles.
They're not intense. Come on. That's not toot my own horn here more than I already have without the help of AI. And the imaginary friends known as AI.
He talked about it on June 26, 2024. It really shows how he didn't just understand the problems. He actively tried to apply his knowledge.
I actively tried to apply something? Oh my god.
Journey, the resilience, the adaptation. But his observations, they weren't just inward.
Well,
his Open Mic Live archive also gives us this really sharp perspective on American society and technology. Like back on December 4th, 2022, he posted this critique about the loss of humility and genuine understanding in conversations, both online and face-to-face. He felt social media pushes people to listen to respond.
shameless plug for Wanda while we're at it.
That probably resonates with a lot of us.
Why not?
Oh, absolutely. That insight is incredibly sharp. And you can feel his deep concern about maybe societal decay.
Societal decay? Come on, it's not that bad, you guys.
For people to get more involved civically, to reject just
being passive. Urge people to get out their screens, reconnect with their communities.
Oh shit, that's way too loud.
Experiences.
Library's gonna fucking hate me. Oh my god.
For the collective.
All right. My god, it's a good thing. It's a good thing Heather Smoger isn't here. Well, actually, no. Heather Smoger would have never silenced me. Just, I'm in an unused floor of the library. Thank you very much. So, hopefully, no shushers today.
There's Wanda. He calls it a musical baton. It's basically two Bluetooth speakers on his 6-foot stick. But the genius isn't just the tech. It's how he turned it into this mobile, spontaneous performance thing.
A spontaneous performance thing.
Unexpectedly. He performed with it and reflected on May 7th, 2024, about how it made a difference, even in small ways. And Gladys, Wanda, mentioned December 16th, 2022. It really makes you think, how can his personal inventions fill gaps, create connections in ways big companies often overlook?
Okay, shifting gears a bit.
I want to be a big company.
His unique take on urban spaces and walkability. On April 21st, 2023, he noted something like, despite the stigmas of not owning a car, walking affords a much more intimate relationship with the places I live. It's an interesting way to think about how just moving through a place shapes how you see it.
It really is. And he often lamented how little thought seems to go into pedestrians in American cities systemically. Like his first week in Louisiana, January 6, 2023, he was already bemoaning the lack of consideration for pedestrians and non-motorists and how roads are built. And he even,
ouch, that was a fuck up. That's what we call a technical moment.
the preponderance of nice butts among its residents. That was April 6th.
Nice butts.
Here's that first.
It's funny, but a real point, isn't it? It shows his way of observing cities isn't just academic, it's really human, sometimes pretty reverent. It's a very Mike George way to gauge.
It's a very Mike George way.
Walkability to something super tangible, like, well, yeah, nice butts.
Exactly. And maybe it nudges us to think, what other unconventional science could tell us about a community's health? But he wasn't just critical. He also showed real appreciation of positive changes, like the ambient mug and electric mix of shops and restaurants in University Square near Ohio State. That was May 21st, 2025. And he watched the changing face of Columbus neighborhoods, like Short North and Old Town East, seeing the rapid development. Noted that around October and September 2023, he even found joy in the simple things like the quiet streets free of amateur drivers after a big snow in downtown Columbus, January 6th, 2023.
You remember those days, kids.
See him connecting the small scale of his own walking experience with the bigger picture of urban planning, community life. And he had this deep admiration for what he called transit warriors. People walking in really pedestrian hostile places, no sidewalks, no crosswalks. He saw the resilience, the human against the concrete. So wrapping this up, what we've done today is really take a deep dive into the very dynamic life and the sharp insights of Mike George.
Sharp insights, bitches.
Archive. We followed a journey of constant movement, faced deep personal
Constant
lows,
movements.
seeing incredible resilience, and this unwavering commitment to just observing the world, whether it's how we talk online or how a city walk changes.
Yeah, his story really underscores that profound insights can come from, well, unexpected places and people. He kind of embodies this idea that knowledge isn't just about knowing things, it's about understanding and applying it. He encourages us all to think more critically about our own communities, our own interactions.
So what does all this mean for you listening?
Well, maybe it raises a question for you to think about.
Yeah.
In your own life, what unique sources are around you right now? It could be a person, a place, maybe just a simple observation you make every day. What if you took the time for your own deep dive into one of those?
What if you took the time, y'all, for your own deep dive? All right, well, I guess that concludes my pretty decent, I guess, a review of Open Mic Live by the AI overlords in the form of what seemed to be an NPR dialogue. But, I think it's time to go outside and play, y'all. Happy Friday. Remember to stay hydrated. Hydrated. Water. And, coming at you live from Columbus, Ohio on this fine Friday afternoon. This is Mike George. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. And until we meet again soon, take care of yourselves and take care of somebody else. Bye, y'all.